Okay, so welcome to the March meeting of the Jaffna Club. Today, our speakers will be Kamilton and Lieke Schroeder. I will tell you more about them in a little bit. So first, we have me and the welcome address. And as usual, we start off, in case we had some new people in the audience or who watched the recording. The club will facilitate, foster and support social intercourse among members. It will build a network of members and non-members that can work together to promote the economic development of the Northern Province. What is the club for? The club is a catalyst to help people like us connect with each other and help people like us connect with Northern entrepreneurs and business opportunities. So when I say it's a catalyst, what I mean is the club doesn't aim to build its own empire, doesn't aim to enter into business partnership. The club doesn't raise funds itself, but members, when they see something that interests them, that is what our network is for. They can go ahead and make their connections, raise funds independently of the club. So we've had many speakers since we started in September 2020. I slowly leaf through this, so you can see we've had CEOs, senior partners, directors. We had the Chris Ponadure, who was the founding general manager of Chetland Jaffna. We've had young entrepreneurs, early stage of their careers. We had the governor a few months ago. We had last month, we had Dr. Satyamurthy, the director of the Jaffna Teaching Hospital. So today's speakers are Kamilton and Lieke Schroeder. So I'm going to show you a few pictures. I visited their farm, I think a week ago. I'd actually, I'd never heard of Kamilton and Lieke, which is one thing that the club is for. Because I know that there's a lot of entrepreneurs outside there, in IT sector, in other sectors. Even somebody like me who keeps an eye out for them, haven't come across. And I have to thank my friend Gauri Ponnaya for making that introduction. So when I visited their farm, they have 140 acres in Yakachi. And Kamilton told me that he bought this from, and Kamilton will correct me if I'm getting this wrong, from his tutor in Point Pedro when he was a boy. So his tutor and his tutor's brother or cousin each owned 70 acres and he used them both. Now, Kamilton has spent the last 28 years in Switzerland and has gained some very good Swiss habits of order and planning. So he's doing this. He and Lieke are doing this in a very scientific way. They've thought through everything down to their coconut farm, which they've divided into sectors so they can watch them individually. When I first saw this in the distance, I thought this was obviously a tourism. This was a place for tourists to go and glam. But as we came closer, it turned out it was a goat shed. Kamilton has bought many heavy trucks, which is important because he's found that the quality and reliability of these trucks locally. And another thing I was very impressed by when I was at his farm is that the staff, the workers there, are dressed properly, from proper sun hats, gloves, down to the yellow boot. I know from personal experience on building sites that there are people there wearing flip-flop as they carry bricks and steel. So, format of this will be an interview, which I will start in a moment. But can I first request everybody to mute themselves? Because I can hear somebody that seems to be making a cup of tea. So if everyone can mute themselves, I know that there's a button which I could press to mute everybody, but I can't remember where it is. I can still hear one person. Let me see if I can mute everybody. Okay, right. So Kamilton and Lieke.
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi.
Okay,
Hi,
so but so here to start the interview, the first thing I'm going to ask you is if you just give us a very brief history. Kamilton, you left Jaffna as a boy. What happened and where did you go?
So, hi to everybody. It was in 1990 in June, as the second Elam War started. I was as a 14 years old boy in Point Pedro in the school. So with the 14, that time school stopped, war started. And the side of LTT was recruiting people for the new war. My mother was not able to protect me from the other side, that army situation, what was going on. We were not able to flew away to Colombo, to the other part. So I don't wanted to go that time to LTT because already our school friends went to LTT, came already as dead body, or they wanted to flew away in in Vaunia or somewhere. They were catched from army or from other side and they were killed. So that's why I decided to go away from the country, flew away. And my mother sent me with our neighbors alone as a 14 years old boy from Point Pedro through Punagari to Mannar. Many kilometers I did by walk. Came to Mannar, took a fisher boat, went to Dhanushkodi, was staying there waiting for my mother. She came by flight with my 1 year younger sister. And my father was already in Switzerland. So from there, we took the flight. We came to Switzerland. Yeah, that is the first part.
So then you were educated and then you went into business in Switzerland. You were there 28 years.
Yeah. I came to Swiss. It was hard enough for a young boy in that age to get the cultural change, to convert to that civilization and everything. But it was not that hard like most other Sri Lankans who came alone to Europe, because everything was organized for me because my father was there. We just joined the school, just faced the normal problems with the young teenagers, that we behave different like that and this. I can say I'm happy. I had the possibility to go to the normal school, did my 4 years vocational training as a constructor. Then I did my bachelor also in Swiss, which I finished in 2002. So from 2003, I'm doing all my own business. So I'm doing all over the Europe and the trading business and several other businesses. Yes.
So Lieke, how did you manage to find yourself here?
Sorry?
How did you find yourself in Jaffna?
How I find it's difficult with lots of challenges. The culture is very different from my Dutch culture. But I like the farm very much. I like to see the development, but the challenges are huge. In many ways. Also, of course, the country challenges, but also the culture challenges. And it's definitely not always easy. But yeah, we have yeah, we have one goal in mind, which we want to, which we want that it will become a success. So
Yes.
yeah, that's why we are still going strong.
Yeah, good to hear. Good to hear. Kamilton, you left when you were 14.
Yeah, I
You
left
came
when
back. Were you surprised? What were the changes? Were they good changes? Were they bad changes?
I left the country when I was 14, but I was all the time following the country situation, mainly till 2009, by the normal media possibilities which we had. So after the war was over, I was absolutely not interested to know what's going on in this country, because our main interest has fallen, or the main ambition which we were following.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Right.
then, yeah, so then 2014-15, my parents started to build their house in Kilinochchi, because they were planning to spend their retired age part-time in Sri Lanka. So as they got retired in 2017, they start to spend some winter months in Sri Lanka, mainly in their house in Kilinochchi. So I came to visit them 2018, because my mother say, you can come here, is not anymore that kind of troubles or kidnappings like earlier, and killing, murders like that is not there, you can come. So I came in 2018, but I came still with my pictures in my mind that these people are very proud people, very productive, like earlier, which I was following from the videos and medias till 2009. So as I came, I saw 2018 in March. It's absolutely not that situation in the North Sri Lanka. So anyway, I decided to do something, because as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, I was thinking this is my country where I coming from. Even is it not that comfortable area for us, minimum like to stay in Colombo, I decided to do something, but in an industrial scale, in an industrial way, to do agriculture like how we see in Swiss or in Germany or somewhere in the West Europe. So I started to search for land. So it is not that absolute suitable land for agriculture, which we have now. It's a lots of challenges there because of the soil and everything. But it was only one possibility for us to get that huge land. Yeah, that's why we came to that area. This was a totally different picture for us. Now, step by step, we start to understand. Anyway, in Sri Lanka is everything hard for us as Europeans to do, to realize, to improve. But in the north is very difficult, because we have that much of experience with government officers, authorities, not interested to do, not solution oriented. They are very happy if they don't work, but also we don't find that proper employees. So human resource is our big challenge. But anyway, we are working hard in lots of operational situation also. That's why now we came to this stage. But for this stage to come, we invest last year 14 months in peace to be here, to manage everything in detail, that we have a system which work like now.
Did you have experience in agriculture before you came to do this?
No, I don't have any experience, and my partner Lieke also doesn't have anything. But yeah, how I learn in Europe, we try to work everything with consultants. Yeah, lots of consultants help us. This is the local knowledges.
Yeah, and also from the ambassadors. Yeah, they have also consultants, and especially the Dutch embassy. They helped us a lot with, yeah, guiding us in the right network. And actually, that is the point where it started.
Mm.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to take the risk? You put a lot of money into this, and it's come out of your pocket. Why did you decide to take that risk when you could have had a comfortable life in Switzerland and in Holland?
Yeah, of course, I did an own risk analysis. I know that is a big opportunity. Of course, it's a risk, but that the risk is manageable because this kind of project are needed. People need that kind of jobs, opportunities. And I saw already as I came, there is a huge opportunity for agriculture. I asked the local prices already that time in the market, but how much that cost and this cost. So I started to do calculation. And after the 2008 subprime crisis in our Europe market, the investment, we can't expect more than 10% return of investment. So in that case, it's a huge opportunity here, but the risk is high, yeah. But I was thinking, I need to do it. It's a part of the development help, part of a business, sustainability, yeah. And I feel this is my own country, I have to do something.
Yes. So I two questions. First one is, so your objective is to make profit?
Sorry?
Your objective is to make profit. This isn't a charitable thing. This is to make.
No. Yeah, no, absolutely. That should be one day a sustainable, good, profitable company. It should come. Yeah, it's not absolutely not a charity company or charity organization. No.
Now, when we were talking, when I visited you, you said that at one stage you tried to run this remotely.
Sorry?
You were you tried to manage the farm from Switzerland. You would send instructions to people in Yakachi.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Very bad. That was the baddest experience. So I was waiting till that COVID restrictions was over, so that we can come and stay here and bring it to a management team which works. Now we are done. Now we have that kind of team leaders, employers. Yeah, we had last year. To come to this stage, we were working over 74 or 76 people, but at the moment we have between 28 and 30 people. They are fixed. We have some consultants, fixed consultants who visit the farm regularly, and some consultants are also in the chat group. They see the daily report. So that's it's going well. We are developing in a good zone. And soon, I think this end of this year, I don't need to give money for the operational work. We don't need to give any money. This is our target, this end of this year. Yeah, in the strategical way, we have a big plan for next 3 years to invest over 1 to 1.5 million euros.
Okay, so I'll come to your planning in the future in just a couple of minutes. But when you were dealing with the bureaucracy, that would be the Northern Province, the central government, how did you find working with the Sri Lankan bureaucracies?
Now, I think we cannot be very open in this meeting. Like what is reality? Okay, So, but I think everyone who is in this Zoom meeting, they know, especially people like me who has, or like Jagan, who know out of Sri Lanka, the Western style, how solution oriented that administrative people works, you know. So we have a prawn farm project, 50 acres land is a separate project. From September 2021, we are going from one department to other department, from this ministry to that ministry to get the final approval. So yeah, it's very hard. It's very hard. These government officers are absolutely not solution oriented. They are very happy. I used to say in the last months, they are very happy to ask in an example, not in the word, bring the birth certificate or the unmarried certificate of your dead grandmother who died for 30 years before. You understand? This is the reality with these people in Sri Lankan offices.
Yes, I can believe it.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to ask about a couple.
Sorry.
I was going to ask you about one or two of the projects you mentioned to me, but if you don't want to talk about them, then that's fine. So you just say you don't want to talk about them.
No.
Because I know projects are early stage.
Yeah, there are lots of projects. So actually, I just want to repeat a little bit back. So as we came 2021 in October to this farm back to work operational in the development, it was not looking like that. We were working hard on that. Last year, it was very hard, even with that country situation, no diesel, power cuts, that and this was very hard. In this time, we start to get some network with the people from Colombo. They start to help us, even especially the Dutch embassy start to help us because we were really not connected like now. Now we know you, we know some other people. It's all this kind of quality connections happen now this year, 2023. So our farm, I came without any knowledge just to make a coconut farm. So last year in April, we get the connection to the Netherlands embassy. So the agriculture officer of Netherlands embassy guided us with his connections, with that professors there and here to make our farm as a multiple integrated farm. And last year, I think beginning of last year, something, I met after 32 years, one of the school friend, I don't know, he also in the group, that Vasi. Of course, that kind of local contact which I got, it's helped. Me and Vasi, we were 32 years before we were in the school. From as I was 10 to 14 years, 5 years we were together in the school. And it's connected us because he's that very organic agriculture oriented guy in Jaffna. So that kind of context helps us. That's why we became to this stage. Now, of course, after that Netherlands ambassador came, she connected us with Mrs. Gauri Ponnaya, and Gauri connect us to you and some other people. Now, of course, now we can get some more connections with the quality, same activity oriented people. So what we are doing and what we wish is not like this typical Sri Lankans, jealous oriented or not interested that we have competition. We would like that lots of others will come, do this kind of sustainable investment to develop the area, develop the country, develop their people. Because if we will not do that now, I'm sure in the next 5 to 10 years, there will be no agriculture in that area. So, yes. And there are lots of opportunities. That is the reason why we both have now 7 private limited and 1 an NGO. So because we see so many opportunities, what we can do. So that's why we start lots of projects. Of course, we are not only interested to do all these projects alone. We are interested to give something for other people. If someone else is interested, they can join us, they can talk to us. We can help them with our knowledge, with our experience, with our machineries, because everything is difficult in this area, because we are in a very remote area. Jaffna is a very remote area compared to South Sri Lankan industrial organizations.
Yes.
So that's why we have so many projects.
I mean, that's really interesting. I mean, one thing I would say is Vasi is a friend of mine who I've known for 5 or 6 years, and I didn't know about Kamilton, and just coincidence. So Vasi runs the Margosa Hotel, and he's been in Jaffna during the war. He's a good guy. He's into ecological stuff, and yesterday my mother and I met him. He was doing a book, English language books and Tamil books. He does many things. Good man to meet. But what Kamilton said just now, which is very interesting, is that you're involved in several different projects. And I have a list, farm, different crops, livestock, your tilapia project, your machine rental project. There's one, your prawn farm project, compostable packaging project, your beach resort project. There's so many. And that's a very interesting comment that you make, that you would be prepared to partner with and even launch some of these projects if someone else wanted to take them on, which is very interesting, because starting up is the hardest part. But one of the projects that did interest me, and perhaps you don't want to talk about, is the tilapia hatchery.
Yeah.
The tilapia hatchery. If you don't want to talk about it, just say.
No, that's I would no problem. Of course, the tilapia hatchery, that is a hatchery in the left side of Kilinochchi town, that area called Pudu Muripu. Many people who were following the war, they know there was also the final war to capture the Kilinochchi. So that is the Pudu Muripu area. There is a natural reservoir that's called Pudu Muripu Kulam. So next to that Pudu Muripu Kulam, 2012, that Serva Lanka, the NGO called Serva Lanka, they built 30 big tanks to breed tilapia babies to supply all the Vanni area water reservoirs. So idea is a food security supply chain for the fisheries communities. So Serva Lanka started project 2012, and because of a reason, I don't know why, they stopped it around 2017 or 18, and they hand over that property and all the tanks, full property, to the government. So government did a calling last year in August to give it for a tender base, that someone, private company, should do that and do that food security supply chain. So we participate that tender calling. So now we got it. We are going to start that tilapia hatchery. We have 30 tanks there. In every tanks, we will have around 300 fingerlings. It's called fingerlings. So that is the fish babies in the age of 30 to 40 days.
That must be 300,000. It can't be 300.
300,000 fish babies. Yeah, that's so. In one tank.
Yes.
We have 30 tanks in a circular of 30 to 40 days. We need to supply that to that area.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. I mean, that's a very interesting project by itself. Okay, the last question I'm going to ask you before I open the floor to questions, so the other people in the audience can ask you questions, is that what is your key advice? What would you say are the three most important things for someone who's thinking, so they're sitting in Toronto or in London, they're thinking of coming and investing, setting up a project, moving to Jaffna. What is the three most, and Lieke, maybe you can also say something. The three most important things.
Yeah, three most, it's, we need to, okay, mainly to say the most people in abroad came from Sri Lanka, they just get to involve to their job and normal work. So they are not educated or trained, or they don't have that knowledge for business and business management. I mean, not the most. So what I am seeing, what I'm hearing is there's people in this area who is here, the most people, they are interested in us as foreigners just to take the money. They are ready to cheat us, but not in a bad way. They just want to have the money. They have the feeling you have enough there. So what I want to say, if in that case, what I want to say exactly, if when you come here, let yourself to consult, to get advice from some quality people who know. Because I did the same. I came without any knowledge. I didn't let anyone to consult me. Also, I didn't find anyone. That is the reason. I didn't find anyone. You can't find anyone in Sri Lanka, in Jaffna especially. This kind of business club doesn't exist. I know this club just now 3-4 weeks. So I lost a lot of money. So, and what the main people do, they have no knowledge. They don't guide, let them to consult. They don't have any proper business plan. They don't have any kind of sustainable analysis. So they do that. But most people are also coming with a small amount of money. But I mean, small is for them is also big amount. For normal employer from Canada or Swiss who has a normal salary as a normal employer, 50,000 to 100,000 euros or dollars when they are bringing, they trust the money, their family member, that is brother or cousin brother or sister's husband. And they have, again, they don't have any that kind of education and knowledge. But we hear mostly everywhere when we ask someone, even now when we give a job vacancy out, people are calling, we write with this and this education, this and this degree and minimum 2 to 3 years experience. They are calling and tell us, but my mother also have some chicken at home. My father had also a small coconut farm with 10 coconuts at home. So that is the main issue why lots of people are losing money. So I want to say, if you invest the money, I would like to tell them, invest with possible auditing system, control system. Don't trust them, just send the money. And the last thing also, if you send the money, send it in a legal way where you can prove. This is my own experience. I was sending money, lots of money, to one guy who was managing my farm in the time when I was not able to come to Sri Lanka because of COVID. So that guy cheated lots of my monies. He has some vehicles from me, which I send money. We cannot prove at the CID. Okay, so there are. We did a lots of experience, and of course we would like to share that with other people that you should not do. Yeah, now you can say also.
Yeah, I also want to add that you shouldn't underestimate when you come back to your country, that you should spend so much time in the beginning if you want to invest or you want to start a project here. that you should spend full time, well, 1 or 2 or 3 years, and be there at least every day. Otherwise, the people will make their own rules, or they will not work when you are not there. We train the people now with their own responsibilities, but that was because we are there now. We have been there for full time 2 years. But that's also a very important point, I think.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you, Kamilton and Lieke. Now, can I invite other people to ask questions?
Yeah, one more thing, Jagan. When you do
Yes.
a project, it should be sustainable. That should be fixed plan. That is the budget. In this budget, we need to reach it. But please think always, these people are lost after the war. They are lost. They don't have that, like, okay, there are lots of people like my mother. They have knowledge. They know the old Jaffna culture and everything. But the people who was here, they don't know that. The old quality people are dead or flow away from the country. They have no sustainable thinking. So you need to understand, you have to invest a lot in this human resource, in the people, in their being, in their development. So that's what we did. So we invest in our people. That's why we have very quality people. They are really working now full time. We can see their work report. You saw Jagan in our farm. They are working themselves. We don't need to stay behind them to say that and this. That's what needed, because in this country, especially in the north, there is a very, very bad image in the society for agriculture people. That's why all agriculture products are also very expensive. When they see, you are doing farming, are you working in a farm? You are not a doctor? So that they don't want to hear. You understand? So people, we need to invest first in the human resource, in the people, then the business will work automatically. This is what we would like to say.
Yes. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I ask the rest of the audience.
I would like to thank you guys. You guys have done a wonderful job. I have heard a lot about SK Farms, and I think you are setting some standards and examples. And it's thank you for sharing your story. It's really, like, for a lot of us, it's very useful. And you have pointed out some really interesting things, like kind of information sharing is very important. And good luck and keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So Kamilton, just to let you know, that was Janan, who has the cocoa peat factory.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Janan. I sent him a message.
Yes,
Yeah,
sorry?
I send you a message, Janan.
Sure. Thank you. I would love to talk to you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And Kamilton, you should visit Janan as well. Sorry, someone else was going to speak. Tam, is it you?
Yeah, Tam. Yeah. I have a question also. Thank you very much, Kamilton and Lieke. It was very wonderful, and then I was already following you too through Jagan. My question is the water supply, the pond that you have, will it have enough water during the dry seasons? Do you have any other alternate plants such as desalination or any other project from the seawater?
No, that water which we have in the big pond, in the water reservoir, is a natural reservoir that's more than enough for our use, even in the dry season. But our farm is more than 2 kilometers long and a bit more than 1 kilometer wide. So we have to organize ourselves for the irrigation planning. So at the moment, we are still using the tractors with the bowsers with diesel. It's very expensive at the moment in Sri Lanka to irrigate. but we were last year fully busy with the replantation work. It's also from that unknowledgeable people who was managing our project when we were not here. From the 10,000 plants, 4,000 were dead because it was not qualitative planted. So we were busy with that work last year. This year, we have already some quotations and plans with the solar pumps to make a pipeline irrigation planning. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
My name is Sati.
Hello, Sir. This is Vince from Toronto. Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation. There's a lot of information that I have gathered. I also have got small mini farms that I started, and the same experience I'm facing with the labor and the government and getting the permits and things like that. My question to you is in two parts. One is, how did you overcome the labor problem? Number two is basically, if we were to invest with you, and what is the minimum investment is required, please?
Hi, Vince. First answer for your labor problem. You have to specify me labor problem. You mean problem as with the labor, as with the human resource, with the people, or with the government, with the labor organization, or what do you mean exactly?
So exactly, I'll tell you a simple example. What I had happen in the last few months. We will bring people to the farm to work. I normally get families, so that way, it will be easy. Let's say they come for a $50,000 salary. Within 3 months, they demand 1 lakh. If not, they will overnight, they will leave the farm, and all my chicken and cows and goats will be left alone, right? So this is the problem we are facing, because especially when they see that we are funding from outside country, we have, basically we are called as foreigners, according to the government, and they try to squeeze every milk from you, basically, right? So they know if I don't pay the 1 lakh, I can easily lose my livestock, and that is where the problem what I'm facing. So I want to have a permanent solution for these human resources. Otherwise, it's pointless investing over and over again, because we are simply losing money.
Yeah, that's true. What you say, that is a problem. That is an important point. Is what my partner was saying before. Please calculate enough time to stay here. That your stay here, it will have a big influence. Please note it. I came to Sri Lanka 2018. My first land piece I bought in May 2019, exact 1 year and a few months. But to buy the land piece in May 2019, I think we spent more than 4 to 6 months to verificate the document, verificate that area. Lots of land problems are here. But that time I installed one guy. So that guy who cheated me later, who keep me still busy with the CID case. But what I want to say, I bought the land 2019 in May. So lots of work were working slowly, because I was coming only for 1 month, and then I have gone back for my projects. But when you will plan minimum 3 months to 6 months to stay here, then it will be totally changed. It will be my consultancy for your problem. As we came 2021 in October, stay every day, early morning, 5 o'clock, we wake up. We came to the farm at 6 o'clock. We talk to the people. You don't bring people with the families from somewhere. Lots of people also consult me to do that. Take the village people, give them the job. Explain the village people, this is a farm, this is for you. You will have all your life here a job possibility if you will work sustainable. So that's what I did, that's what we did. Every day we talk. I just always bring my people some examples from our previous life till 2009 in the especially northern part. So the people we need to motivate them. That's what we did all the time, and we develop them, but we never pay that kind of salaries. What you are saying, we start with 30,000. Step by step, 35, 40, for someone 45, what we are paying. But they are interested. They are interested in sustainable jobs. You never need to pay like more than 50,000 for nothing, because country situation is very worse. When you will stay here and talk to them in our Western style, without any bad words, to give them respect, manage them clear, explain them how to develop with consultants. We have English classes for our people. Our people are in the chat groups. I mean, team leaders. Yeah, in that way you can develop, but in a small groups.
Yeah, to make them feel important. Yeah, that is one of the things that they are still with us, is that we motivate them every day, making them important with their own responsibilities. Yeah, but that takes time.
I've seen your videos, and I've seen that you're very successful in maintaining the ladies over there. I think according to the recent interviews and the videos, what I saw from you guys, I also follow you guys. It seems that you have motivated all these young ladies to join you guys and work hard, and they have become a part of the family of yours. Yeah. So I guess that is something working for you guys, and kudos to you guys and congratulations on that. So I'll move on to my next question. And if I were to invest, or if anyone in the group wants to invest, is there a minimum amount that is required for our investment?
Thank you for that question. We really feel, we appreciate that kind of, that's been, our project came out to the point, people see that there is value, but believe me, till now, I never make any proper plan. Even in the buildings, in the works, we never. But we have now our plans for goat section, for pig section, for chicken section we have, and also cows. This kind of, we want to develop every project separate. So what we did, what you see now is a foundation for everything. So we have a goat section, we have a chicken section, that's what you see. But at the moment, we are not in that situation, but we have a plan to invest between 1 to 1.5 million only in this land to develop, I mean, to make sustainable projects, because farm is done. Now, when we will make goats project, then it's a goats project, it's a 2 years project. After 2 years, that's totally sustainable. The return of investment start to come after 14 to 16 months. 24 months, sorry, 24 to 26 months, it will be sustainable. The same for the piggery. But at the moment, we don't have, but you can follow us when we will see, when we will have your details, when we have a proposal. We at the moment, we are really working on 10 proposals for animal husbandry separate. We can send you, we can talk, but at the moment, no.
I was sorry, Lieke. You speak, Lieke.
No. Yeah, first of all, I really want to thank the interest in being investment for our farm. But yeah, to answer to the question if there needs to be a minimum amount, that's not the case, because it was the question.
Yeah.
And that is not the case, because we want to develop our farm in a much more professional way. And this is what you all see is all investments done by ourselves. And now we want to make it more professional with people who are also in this group. And I think for these kinds of questions, it's maybe an idea to talk personally.
Yeah, okay. So I will distribute Kamilton and Lieke's email address. So you can contact them directly about that. I think we have
Great.
questions.
Thank you.
One question from me, Jagan.
Yeah, okay, and then Renuka.
Hi, Kamilton. I'm Sati. I also have a small coconut estate in Jaffna with
He said
also
small, he means 50 acres.
cashew. No,
Okay.
no. Though it's 50, I have only planted 10. I don't have the perseverance you have.
Okay.
And but is your farm a coconut farm, or what are the trees you're growing there? Fruits or?
Yeah, we have 142 acres in this land, and we have another 31 acres land. In this both land, we have totally 12,000 coconut plants.
Okay.
First
Are you growing
plant-
organically, or are you using chemical fertilizers?
No, we start with normal chemical fertilizer. So actually in the plantation first time, but now because of the situation, I mean, 2021, they planted all with the normal chemical fertilizer. But as I came 2021 in October, there was no any more chemical fertilizer. So from 2021 summer, we are with normal compost, cow dung, and yeah, with that organic way we are planting. I think we will continue that. For your question, what we are doing exactly, we started with a dry, normal, simple, monotone coconut farm plantation. That Dutch embassy agriculture consultant told us how to develop that farm, how to make it sustainable, to make income before the 5 years comes. I mean, before we start to get the coconut harvesting. So to manage this 142 acres with irrigation, all the things, it's a lot of money. So after their guidance, we start to plant all that kind of goat fodders. It's called goat feed grasses. There are 12 varieties of grasses which we plant, which is very simple, which we know as Jaffna's, Glyceria and Ipilipil and that kind of things. We plant around 3 to 4 acres now. So these are the gold fodders. This we also sell for outside. There are red napier, super napier, all these kind of grasses which we sell for a kilogram 15 rupees. We harvest sometimes in a month 3,000 to 5,000 kilos, and that we sell. For farmers, big companies, they come to collect from us, who make that preparation for fodders for cows and like that. So that's what we have. We have also now around 5 acres drumstick murungaka that we also plant. We are planning now more other integrated farmhouses between the coconut trees, because we have always 18 feet between the trees, and we can make 50 to 100 feet. Either.
Yeah, thank you, Kamilton. Can I visit you when I'm passing that side? Or
Yeah, of course, of course.
okay, where we can share some ideas?
Yeah, of course. Take the contact number from Jagan and contact me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Okay, Renuka, you have to unmute yourself.
Yes, that's right. Thank you, both of you, Lieke and Kamilton. Very interesting to hear, what you're doing. Very inspiring, actually. I just want to know now 2 things. One is, like I think you mentioned about empowering the women in your group, who work in the farm. I found that how you do that. That's one. And the second question is, you're doing lots of different projects, right, with different things. How do you approach, how do you decide which project to choose, and how do you go about that process? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the women empowerment is very important. I personally was following that generation before me, who was there and did lots of things. For that, in that period, that generation was also following the women power for the power of them. So I think I'm very sure there is lots of value of power is in the women in our area. This we need to develop and use.
Yeah, but I think you are meaning what we are the examples for our farm.
Yes,
right?
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the things, for example, we started with paying them the same salaries. That was already a shock for the village because we got already troubles in the farm with that. But we thought, okay, you know, everyone is equal, everyone works hard, so we pay same salaries for everyone. And besides that, for example, the women also are driving tractor in our farm. They get also teached in, for example, some hand construction work things. If they want to learn that, they get the development training programs for that. That are some examples. Or we, of course, teaching English. That is also one of the things. That is all what we started with last year. Of course, we are, yeah, that is all in there's much more in the process, but that are some of the examples we are doing currently.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
And
Thank you. This is
for
very
the,
helpful.
yeah, for your question, for the business ideas and why we are doing or how we are doing.
Choose
Yeah, when we see an opportunity, we create a private limited in the same week or 1 week after. That's what we are doing at the moment. But I think, so we hope really not to do everything ourselves, to give for someone else. We just start. We are absolutely not interested to stay all the time in Sri Lanka and also not run all businesses alone. So I think we can do that. We are here at the moment. Of course, I'm really used to that comfort zone. For my comfort, our comfort zone is Europe. We would like to be back to our comfort area. But we are doing a lot of start. We really wish that someone will come and say, okay, I'm interested to be a partner, or I would like to take over this project from this stage and do, or maybe we will do, I don't know. But we see there are lots of opportunity, like for an example, that composable packaging, that area people are saying that Palmera related products works is very bad image like that. So, but we see opportunities for women, for jobs.
Yeah.
So that's what we are doing.
But to come back to your question with the how we do, currently we work 24/7, and that's because all our projects are in the first stage, and that takes so much time. So we need to, we hope SK Farms will be on a stable level soon, so we can focus on the other projects.
All right. Thank you very much. I think we're in Jaffna now, but we're going back to London and we'll be back in a few months, my husband and I, and we'd very much like to come and see your farm, particularly the compostable packaging. To me sounds very interesting. I mean, I'm a scientist by background, so that's something that would really be interesting. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I hope maybe when you're ready through the Jaffna Club and other network, we can identify the business units that you want to get cooperation with and help you spin those off.
Yeah.
But now, Anandan, you have your hand up.
I just want to say how impressive and I admire your perseverance and hard work. There is no substitute to that. And the fact that you both are actually in the ground level in person doing this and pioneering and leading, hats off to you, full of admiration, and thank you for doing this. And we hope that you get more and more success and more people join you and make it a real social impact for everybody. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Thank you very much.
Anandan himself has set up a back processing operation, and he employs over 100 people in Jaffna and Bavaria. So a different sector, but he also is making a big difference. Okay, so I'm going to move on unless anyone has an urgent last question. So I will thank Kamilton and Lieke This recording will be released so anyone can watch it. And I will give Kamilton's contact email.
Thank you.
Shagan, can I jump in
Okay.
for 1 second to say my small piece of thank you to Kamilton and Lieke. The presentation was really, and the fact that you've chosen to stay on the ground and live there and sort of go through your mistakes and successes with the people whom you are employing, which means that the people you're employing are also understanding that you may or may not know anything, but that you're willing to learn alongside with them. So it's really an inspiring story. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
The one thing I would also say to reinforce what Kamilton and Lieke have been saying, it makes a big difference if you're here. Because if you're here, the staff see that you're loyal to them. And if you're loyal to them, they'll be loyal to you.
Yeah.
If they never see you,
Yeah.
then they will look for more money all the time. They'll see you as a cow to be milked. But if you're here, I know Anand and Arnold is here, Sapti is here very, very often. Janan is here a lot of the time. It makes a huge difference. When Kurt came visited first time in 30 years, his staff loved it. They had a great time. And it made a huge difference. Loyalty is worth money in this country, and showing respect, showing your staff you respect them enough to spend time with them is worth money. So I reinforce what Kamilton said and what a number of the other members here actually do. Okay, I'm going to hand over now. We're going to have a short session from Dwaraka. Dwaraka is with Innovate, and she's just going to show us current state of the Jaffna Club website Innovate are developing for us. So Dwaraka, do you want to take over? Do you need the screen?
Sure. Here is the Inzania.
Sorry, say it again.
Yeah, there is Inzania is here. She will share the screen.
Hi.
Okay,
Hi.
so I'm stopping my share. Inzania, take over. Can you get the screen?
Inzania.
We can see.
Okay, good. It's starting up. Okay.
Yes, here we have include some categories as you requested: government and NGO, appeals, goods and services, events, advertising and sponsorship, about us and conduct us. So here you can go to the government and NGO. There is a sub-menus. There is a law related, NGO related, and you can create them through the admin panel. If you want extra menus, you can create through the admin panel. So Inzania, please click one menu, property ownership, something. So here you can see the property ownership headings. We upload some demo data, not a final one. So you can click on first heading. So there is a headings with details. There we have some subscription button. So if you want to get a newsletter, you can subscribe there. So here we have mentioned that all details with, if you want government and NGO subscription, you can click it on and you can subscribe. You have to enter your email address. Or if you want to select all, you can click on that select all. Select all and you can enter your email address, then you can subscribe. So this one is we are connected with a MailChimp. So she will show you how you can send the subscription and how you will receive it. subscribe. So here you will get a notification. Go to your MailChimp in Zania. In Zania, that is a
Yeah.
second tab. Second tab, you can click on it, right? The
Okay,
screen not
Dwarka.
share. Okay, yeah. Yes, Johan.
Yeah, so as we're overrunning a bit, can I just say to the club that Innovate is in an advanced state of completing the website. Now, the Jaffna Club, we don't want to employ journalists. The people who I've asked, Tam Sivanathan in Toronto and Vasi Rajadure in Australia, and I are talking about how to get content for this. And the way we need to get content, news items, people want to buy and sell, people want to advertise, is we need to use the Jaffna Club network to just keep their eyes open. And if they see something interesting, just send the link. And then we'll have a small team here, an editorial team here. We'll look at the link, decide whether it's suitable, and put it onto the website. So we're completely or largely dependent on the club as they browse. When I browse around the news sites, every now and again I'll see something interesting. Even in the Economist magazine in the UK, you'll see some interesting article. Send it in. And then we can add it, because we don't want to be spending time and money writing our own original content. It's unnecessary. Okay, so Dwarka, can you take 5 more minutes and then we'll wind up?
Okay, so here you can receive that email addresses who are subscribed and under the which heading, and through this one you can send the newsletters to everyone. So go back to the website in Zania. So these features in everywhere in the website we added. So there is appeals and goods and services. We have uploaded some PDF also. So in Zania, can you show that PDFs and downloading that PDF? So here you can see that the PDF uploading, and we can download it.
All right, that's good. So if we have notices from the government, currently they're talking about new property tax, inheritance tax. They're adding lots of taxes because of the IMF requirements. But we can add that to this website. Particularly interesting for people, the diaspora around the world, who are not watching the local newspapers. So we want this to be a central information resource that will be useful, I think, in particular for the people outside Sri Lanka, to encourage them how to invest, how to get their money in and out of the country in legal ways, and stuff like that. Okay, Dwarka. So shall we wind up?
Sure, okay.
Can I just quickly give a couple of suggestions?
Yes, please, Tam.
Yeah. Can we also use that logo that you use on your PowerPoint presentation? That same logo on the website as well.
Yeah, I'll send to them. This is just a mock moment. So we need a good logo, and maybe some person can come up with something.
Also, the next question is that can we, with the consent of the members who have been successful in their own project, with their own projects, can we showcase them as samples to inspire people from the diaspora?
I think that would be one thing we can do. For instance, Lieke and Schroeder, Lieke and Kamilton's video just now, we'll put that up because that was very inspiring.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
There are several that we've done from the Japanese, and there are also other videos that I've seen.
Yeah.
Others.
Yeah.
And put them up as a single report.
All right. Okay.
Okay, thank you. So everybody, if there's any other business that anyone would like to raise, if not, then I will thank Kamilton and Lieke for their outstanding presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Good morning. Have a good lunch. Tea time. Good night.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Second.